90 days. That is all it took. Not a new job, not a windfall, not a lucky break. Just 90 days of doing things differently. And by the end of it, the bank account looked different. The sleep looked different. The way of walking through the world looked different. This is that story. And somewhere in the middle of it, it becomes your story too. It started on a Sunday night in January. Alex was sitting on the kitchen floor. Not dramatically, not in crisis, just on the floor, back against the cabinets, phone in hand, staring at a spreadsheet that made no sense. Not because the numbers were complicated, because they were honest. For the first time in maybe ever, every single expense from the past 3 months was written down. Food delivery, $412. Subscriptions, $91 a month, most of them forgotten. Impulse purchases, $230. Things bought between midnight and 2 a.m. Clothes, $320 in 1 month alone. And savings? Zero. Not low, not disappointing. Zero. Alex sat there for a long time, not spiraling, not panicking, just looking at it. And somewhere in that silence, a thought arrived that was quieter than anger and louder than doubt. Something has to change. Not someday, not next month. Now. And so, on that Sunday night in January, the 90 days began. Before anything else, Alex made a list. Not of goals, not of dreams, of habits, specific ones, the ones the spreadsheet had exposed. 5 habits. 5 things that had been quietly draining the account for years. 1. No more food delivery. Cooking at home, every meal, for 90 days. 2. Cancel every subscription that had not been used in the last 30 days. 3. No impulse buying. Any purchase over $30 had to wait 48 hours before being made. 4. No shopping for clothes, gadgets, or anything non-essential for the full 90 days. 5. Every dollar saved from these habits goes immediately, automatically, into a savings account. That was it. 5 rules. 90 days. No extreme dieting of the budget. No miserable restrictions. Just 5 specific habits, replaced with 5 better ones. Alex wrote them on a piece of paper and stuck it to the fridge. And on the 1st of February, day 1 began. Here is what nobody tells you about changing financial habits. The first week is not hard because of money. It is hard because of emotion. Day 2. Tuesday evening, long day at work. Alex opened the delivery app out of pure reflex, thumb already hovering over the order button before the brain caught up. Put the phone down, opened the fridge, eggs, some leftover rice, half an onion, made a meal that took 12 minutes and cost almost nothing. It was fine. Not exciting, but fine. And something small happened in that moment, a tiny, almost invisible feeling of control. Day 4, Friday night, friends going out, nice restaurant, the kind of place that arrives as a suggestion in a group chat and everyone agrees before the price gets mentioned. Alex suggested a different spot. Cheaper, still good. 2 people pushed back. 1 made a comment. That moment, right there, was the first real test. Not a financial test. A social one. Because the hardest part of changing money habits is not the money. It is the identity. The version of you that spends freely, that says yes to everything, that never checks the price, that version has a social role, and when you step out of it, people notice. Alex held the boundary, went to the cheaper spot, and woke up Saturday morning with $40 more in the account than a typical Friday night would have allowed. Week 1, difficult, uncomfortable, revealing, but survivable. On day 7, Alex sat down and did something that felt almost absurd, went through every single bank transaction from the past 6 months, looking for recurring charges. What followed was genuinely shocking. A fitness app? $12 a month? Last opened 8 months ago? A news subscription? $15 a month? Read maybe twice? A cloud storage upgrade? $3 a month. The free tier was more than enough. A streaming service? $14 a month, replaced by another one 2 years ago, but never canceled. A meditation app? $9.99 a month, used 3 times. A software subscription for a project that ended? $22 a month. Total found and canceled in one sitting? $76 a month. $912 a year. Gone. Completely gone. Just from 1 hour of looking. And here is the thing that stung a little. None of these cancellations changed anything about daily life. Nothing was missed. Nothing felt different. Except the account. The account felt very different. By week 2, the novelty had worn off. And this is where most people quit. Not because something bad happens, but because nothing exciting happens. The account is growing, slowly. The habits are holding, barely. But the emotional high of starting something new has completely flattened out. And the old habits, the comfortable, familiar, dopamine-delivering old habits, start whispering, just this once. You have been good, you deserve it. One order, one purchase, it will not matter. Day 11. The 48-hour rule got tested hard. Alex saw a jacket online, wanted it immediately, added it to the cart, set a reminder for 48 hours later. 48 hours passed. The reminder went off. Alex opened the cart, did not want the jacket anymore, closed the tab. That was the moment the 48-hour rule went from a rule to a revelation. Because most impulse purchases are not purchases. They are emotional responses. To boredom, to stress, to the need for a small hit of newness in a routine day. And 48 hours is long enough for the emotion to pass. The jacket was never about the jacket. Week 3 ended. The savings account had $340 in it. For someone who had been at zero, $340 felt like the beginning of something real. And here is where I want to stop telling Alex's story for a moment and talk directly to you. Because you have been watching this, and something in it has been landing. Maybe the spreadsheet moment felt familiar. Maybe the subscription audit made you want to check your own bank statements. Maybe the jacket story hit a little too close to home. That recognition you are feeling right now, that is not coincidence. That is your own financial habits showing up in someone else's story. And the question is not whether you have these habits. Almost everyone does. The question is what you are going to do about it. Because here is what Alex's story proves. You do not need a dramatic life change to change your financial life. You need 5 specific habits and 90 days. That is a number you can hold in your mind. Not forever. Not a lifestyle overhaul. 90 days. 3 months from now, you could be looking at a completely different number in your account. Not because something extraordinary happened, because you made 5 ordinary decisions, consistently. Back to Alex. By week 4, something had shifted. Not dramatically, not overnight, but the habits that had felt like effort in week 1 had started to feel like normal. Cooking at home was not a sacrifice anymore. It was just Tuesday night. The 48-hour rule had become automatic. Before any non-essential purchase, the pause happened naturally, not from willpower, from habit. And this is the thing about financial habits that nobody tells you. They compound, not just the money, the habits themselves. Each good decision makes the next good decision slightly easier. Each time you resist an impulse, the impulse gets a little quieter. Each week the savings account grows. The motivation to protect it gets stronger. By week 6, something unexpected happened. Alex started enjoying the challenge, not in a miserable, white-knuckling way, in a genuinely satisfying, this is working way. The savings account crossed $1,000. For the first time in years, there was a number in that account with 4 digits, and it felt enormous. Not because $1,000 is life-changing money, but because it proved something. It proved that the habits worked. It proved that the system was real, and it proved that the person who sat on the kitchen floor in January was capable of building something. Here is what surprised Alex most about the 90 days. It was not the money. Yes, the money was real, and we will get to the final numbers. But the biggest wins were the ones nobody warned about. The sleep improved. Because the low-level financial anxiety that had been running in the background, that constant, barely noticed hum of money stress, started to quiet. Not disappear, but quiet. And quieter financial anxiety means better sleep. The decision fatigue went down. When you remove 100 small daily spending decisions, what to order, what to buy, what to treat yourself to, you free up mental space. Real, tangible mental space. Alex reported feeling clearer at work, more present in conversations, less distracted, not because of a meditation practice or a productivity hack, because fewer decisions were being made about money every day, and the self-image shifted. This one was the most unexpected. Somewhere around week 7, Alex stopped feeling like someone who was bad with money and started feeling like someone who was learning to be good with it. That shift, from fixed identity to growing one, changed everything about how the remaining weeks felt. Day 90 arrived on a Wednesday. Alex sat down at the same kitchen table where the spreadsheet had been opened 90 days earlier and ran the numbers. Food delivery savings, $380. Subscription cancellations, $228. Impulse purchase prevention, tracked via the 48-hour rule, $190 of items not bought. Clothing and non-essential spending, $260 saved. Total redirected to savings in 90 days, $1,058, over $1,000. Not from a raise, not from a side hustle, not from any additional income at all, from 5 habits, applied consistently, for 90 days. But here is the number that mattered most. The savings account, which had been at 0 on January 31st, now had $1,058 in it. A real emergency fund. A real buffer, the beginning of something that had never existed before. Alex sat there for a while, not celebrating wildly, not crying, just feeling the difference between the person who sat on the kitchen floor in January and the person sitting at this table now. Same apartment, same job, same income, different habits, different account, different feeling, 90 days. That is all it took. So now let's talk about yours. Because if Alex could build over $1,000 from nothing in 90 days on an ordinary income, so can you. Not the same amount necessarily. Your numbers will be different, but the same principle, the same mechanics, the same result. Here are the 5 habits, your 5 habits, for the next 90 days. Habit 1. Cook at home at least 5 days a week. Track every food delivery and takeaway you skip. Add it to a running total. Habit 2. Do a full subscription audit this week. Cancel everything you have not used in 30 days. No exceptions. Habit 3. Implement the 48-hour rule on every non-essential purchase over $30. Add it to a list. Wait. Revisit. Buy it if you still want it. You probably won't. Habit 4. No non-essential shopping for 90 days. Clothes, gadgets, home decor, things you want but do not need, 90 days, then reassess. Habit 5. Every dollar you save from these habits goes immediately to a separate savings account, automatically, the same day you save it. Do not let it sit in your main account where it will disappear. Name the account something that means something to you. Freedom, foundation, future, whatever makes you want to protect it. 5 habits, 90 days, starting, whenever you decide to start. Alex is not a financial expert, not a millionaire, not someone with a perfect story, just a person who sat on a kitchen floor one Sunday night, looked at an honest spreadsheet, and decided that 90 days of doing things differently was worth trying. And it was. Not because the result was spectacular, but because the result was real. Built by ordinary decisions, made consistently, over 90 ordinary days. You do not need to be extraordinary to change your financial life. You just need to be consistent. Consistent enough to cook the meal instead of ordering it. Consistent enough to wait 48 hours before clicking buy. Consistent enough to watch the savings account grow, slowly, then meaningfully, and choose to protect it. 90 days from now, you will either be exactly where you are today, or you will be somewhere different, somewhere better. The only thing standing between those two versions of you is the decision you make today. Here is what I want you to do right now. Before this video ends, open your bank app, pull up the last 3 months of transactions, find your biggest leak, the one that surprised you most, write it down. That is your day one. Not a perfect plan, not a complete overhaul, just one honest look, and one decision to do something about it. If Alex's story resonated, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And if you take on the 90-day challenge, drop a comment below. Tell us which habit you are starting with. We want to hear how it goes. New video every week. Subscribe, and I will see you next week.